Back on the NSP here. I'm trying to be positive. I was in a really good mood, and then the NSP didn't want to connect to the ECU again. So it's very irritating. Okay, Haltech is powered up. Hey! Worked this time. I only had to uninstall it and reinstall it a couple times. Yay! Oh, I gotta check engine lights too. What do we got? Wideband timeout, trigger error, and external dash timeout. I don't think those are happening right now. That's definitely not timing out right now. And then my warnings. I got warnings. Launch control input. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to work that out. I'm trying to work out these inputs because it's just not working. All right. But I do have ethanol in here now. So let's see. What does my ethanol say it is at? Main, idle, boost, trigger, cam, main tuning. I have main tuning. And I have tuning 2 right here. There we go. RPM. I thought I had lambda on, or I thought I had ethanol on this one. I'm sure it's there. I'm just not seeing it. That's weird. I could have swore I had it on that screen. Oh! It's new software install. That's why. So my stuff is not there anymore. Except it's got my main tuning. This is weird. This is weird. Some of the stuff I had on here before is here, and some of it is not. Oh well, that's the life of Haltech. Dealing with that shit all the time. Alright, I want to know what my ethanol is so that I can see how cold of a start this is. And so I got to re-enable it again. I don't care about that. I do want ethanol. Oh, that's what they call it. They call it fuel composition or flex fuel sensor. There we go. Let's do that. 0%. Well, that's not good. That's not good. I'm pretty sure that was working earlier. It's not one thing, it's another. What do we got now? External dash timeout. Why is it timing out? I'm looking at it. It's working fine. Did that fix it? 100%. Really, 100%? 100%. Well, I know it ain't 100%. But I actually have action over here, though. Look at, I actually have voltage and stuff going on. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pull-up enabled, Hall effect, and falling. Fuel composition, raw max and raw min. What's going on here? Boy, that sure seems like it's hooked to a mass airflow sensor, doesn't it? That is not on the right input. Yeah, that's that appears to be a mass airflow sensor input. Huh. Okay, so my question. Okay, so for some reason it's not hooked to the right spot, and I didn't do the install, so I don't know where the hell it's at. Oh, I do remember saying it was a red wire though, so maybe that's this red wire right here. Let's check that pin. Let me check the pin out of this. Where's that? I always forget. There. That's the Iowa list. Connection type. Digital pulse inputs. Dash. No. Sync pulse inputs. The cams work, we know that. So these vehicle speed, which I'm pretty sure works, and then this. So I feel like the wrong wire is connected somehow. Fudge. Well, welcome to my troubleshooting channel. Good morning, Steven. Good morning, Mark. I know it's always something. It's, I think it's why most tuners don't do what I'm doing. Like, let's just be honest. I don't know anyone that sits here and does it live and then shows you what's going on and all that stuff. It's always an edited video where he's adding this and that, but you look outside the window in the video and it's like daylight, then dark, and then daylight, and then dark, and then dusk, you know, like 3 days, and it's just edited to make it look like they were there the whole time, and you're like, isn't that a different hoodie than he was wearing earlier? You know, things like that. So, but yeah, I don't know anyone that does what I'm doing here like this. Real time on customers' cars and all of that. So, but this is the glamour that so many guys are like, I want to be a tuner, and you're like, I'm like, go for it, kid. You got a lot of education ahead of you, though. Oh no, I don't. I got a laptop. I'll do it. I'm like, okay, there we go. Have laptop, will tune. Gotcha. So that's just the way it is, I guess. Okay, so let's see. IO list, I did that. It's not the IO list. Firmware theme units. Help file. Here we go. Flex fuel sensor. No, it's not that. I thought that they had a pinout on here that you could click and it would show you. Maybe not. That could be a different. Could be a different unit. Oscilloscope, I/O report, connection, show available, show all. I guess not. I thought there was a pinout option on here. I guess I will look it up on the interwebs. Alright. So we're going to say Elite 2500 pinout. Wiring diagram. Okay, I want to open it. Alright, so the pin that I am on, or I'm looking at, is pin 9. Looks like maybe it's 9. Unless it's pin 7. Where is the thing that tells you which one you're looking at? Okay. It is 7, okay? 7 on the small 26. SPI 4. Well, that's a bummer. That's a real fucking bummer. Where is this going? Goes into that. Is there anything else that could cause SPI 4 to go up and down with RPM? No, I can't think of anything. Okay. Whew. All right, so wires. I've got 3 wires on this thing. Definitely a red one. Wait, what is that? Okay. There's definitely a red one on here. There's also another red one on here. There's 2 red ones. I'll grab my phone and see if you just got the power and signal backwards. Oops, not that. I want this flashlight. Yes, that's what it looks like. Looks like you got the power and ground backwards. Or power and signal backwards. That's what it looks like. Unless he used the exact same red wire for both, which he could have. Yeah, he did. So maybe not. All right, I get a fluke. I need a multimeter.
Multimeter, you got it. Found an error motive or automated 0 to 100.
To put in the thing?
Yep.
Is it another faulty one?
That one had a honeycomb in it.
I know, but is there another faulty one? Like, because we've taken some Aeromotos out before.
No, this one was on a regulator.
Okay. Now,
I mean,
where's his old one at?
I just had it.
Next to your keyboard there, or is that a good one? So you're going to mix in the bad one with a bunch of good ones now?
No, because one's a 150. What did I just do with it?
This one's a 150. It's brand new.
Yeah.
Never been screwed in. That's
yeah.
one I brought you yesterday.
Yep. So there's 100 that I just had in my fucking hands 2 seconds ago.
Oh, okay.
It looked fine.
Well, I mean, that might not be the problem. It could be a wiring mistake.
Yeah. Where the fuck did I just look? You said voltmeter, my brain turned off.
Okay, where's voltmeter at?
Don't know either.
I felt so alive.
But that's what my brain switched to find that.
Okay. Here come my here come my YouTube strikes.
It was just on the back shelf in your box. Oh, in my box. Yes. Or usually.
You put it away?
Yeah.
Weird. Whoa!
Fucking crazy.
Nice.
Okay. Whatever.
Ethanol doesn't work.
On the rally car?
Yeah. When I rev it, it goes up to 100. When it comes down, it goes down. There goes my content ID claims. You were listening to music. You can't do that. This is the internet. It's serious business. All right, so I think he has power and ground backwards. That's what I think is going on. So I'm going to hit this guy and this guy for power and signal. What's going on? Is that a brand new one?
Yep. I mean, it was in my box for a long time, but it was brand new.
Okay, there's 12 volts there on top. And where's the 12 volts go?
I think it goes
On the bottom, right? Because the top is out?
It says it on it.
I know, but my eyes don't work that good.
Volt, ground, 12 volts.
So it's backwards. Yeah. Okay.
Volt, ground, 12 volts. So the outer the switch?
The top says out, right? V out? V out, ground, and VCC? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the outer is switched.
Yeah.
All right. So this little pokey thing should do it, right? This?
Maybe. There's the proper tool.
Oh, fuck! Well, that's gone. Hey, Ricer fuckboy! Hey! Is it better?
It's not doing the thing. So I think it's the 02 cents of cold water. Because it's literally just pouring water out of the exhaust. Like there's so much condensation just pouring out of it.
Because it's on full 85%.
Yeah. But it just, the 02 cents hasn't had an opportunity to get actually hot enough to cook itself off.
Yeah, sounds like it's pretty fucking angry. Nah, I wasn't listening. I don't think nobody actually said. Alright. I think we're good now. I just need to find that little fitting that I dropped. And thus why I yelled, oh fuck, earlier. Ugh. I don't think I know where it is. Okay. Flex goes to work now. Alright, let's see. Whew. Alright, in Dom's wild world of troubleshooting, erase, hide, flex fuel sensor, pull up, enable. Look at that. 58%. That makes sense. I like that. What else we got now? Dash timeout. I keep getting that. Keep getting a dash timeout. That's because I enabled some inputs from the dash, and the dash isn't enabled for them to be outputs. Okay, so unfortunately, I let this thing run way too much. I can't do cold start. But oh, I gotta turn the ECU on. That helps. But I can do hot start. I think it's good. That's very nice. Okay, let's see where my main tuning. This main tuning? Target lambda. That's nice that there's a target lambda. What I don't understand why is this ain't working. It should be working, but it's not working. So is that timing out now too? Clutch. Oh no, you know what it is. It's turned off because this stuff is turned on. So that is turned on, and that's putting it in ignore everything mode. I think that's what it is. Because sometimes they do that. If they think you're going to enable the launch control or rotational idle, it turns off the lambda. This one should do it. It's just something. It's always something. It's always something. Fuck. Most over here won't do this unless they do the work prior, or you pay for a pre-dyno inspection. You give them a car that has an issue, off the dyno, customer fixes. Yeah, I get it. A lot of places are like that. They're very not hospitable when it comes to this stuff. And I try to be more helpful. I've always felt that tuning is 75% troubleshooting, anyways. So, so I try not to just reject people immediately when there's an issue. But trust me, like all these things stacking up definitely weighs on you emotionally, because I'm like, fuck, and I go take the O2 sensor out of the pipe again, and then try and calibrate it, and it's just and nonstop. Everything's you know, and it's annoying. It's fucking annoying. Like, why is the O2 sensor uncalibrated now? Like, what the fuck caused that? I'll tell you what caused it. Someone left the fucking key on and unplugged that sensor, probably. I go yell at someone for that. God damn it, I just yelled at someone this week already. I don't want to do it again. Or they didn't even plug it back in. Nice. That's the second time today. The car I tuned earlier, somebody worked on it and didn't plug the drive-by throttle body back in. At least that car wasn't a fucking rally car with a cage and all this shit. Right, hopefully I don't need to calibrate it again. Hopefully this thing will work. Because it'll go, oh yeah, that's the same one. But I doubt it. It's probably like the Innovate where it lost calibration now that it got unplugged. Oh, yay! Nope. There we go. Tippin's pretty good. It's a little rich. A little rich on tippin, but overall pretty good. I guess it was still warm in post, or still rich in post start. A little laggy there. A little rich boggy. Yeah, a little rich bog. Not terrible though. Definitely been worse. Okay, so question is, why is everything so rich right now? Well, let's see. I'm at 50% fuel, but where is my corrections? Fuel comp correction is at 0. My scalar is up here. And it's a fuel comp. God damn it, not the ignition comp. So I gotta do this. And then I gotta do this. There we go. I'll fix that. I hate the way Haltech does their flex fuel, by the way. It's absolute madness. I despise it so much. I hate it. It's so shit. Like, so here's lambda corrections, right? Fuel temp correction. Coolant temp correction. Air temp correction. Fuel composition correction. Right? But this is based on the scalar. So if I want to lean it out more, the only option I have is lean out linearly, because the fuel comp correction for air fuel or fuel density is linear on here. So you're kind of effed in the A. You don't get the choice. So if I want to do it like where it's a little bit leaner at one point versus another, then I got to add a correction. I got to go to generic and then do another correction based on composition. Table axis, enable axis. So then I have to create my own fuel comp 1. But then you got to be careful, right? Because when you get these shit values, but I mean, that's fine. So start value, I don't care until let's say 20%. So I'm going to do 20. End value, I'm going to do 80. And then increment it at what? And this is stupid too, right? Here's the wizard making you put all this stuff in between. Is it really a wizard at that point? Like, I don't feel like it's a wizard at that point. I feel like it's stupid. Is what I feel. I feel like it's completely worthless. This wizard is dumb. Like, in that time, to punch in those 3 numbers, I got to here. And if you miscount by 1, then you got to do it twice anyways. I already put this many numbers, and I could have punched the whole thing in. And it saved me maybe a millisecond of time. Like, why not, like every other manufacturer has, why not do a wizard that is actually smart? I don't know. Like, Link, for example. You select this and hit enable access, it automatically populates it with normal values, and if you need to change them, you can change them. But here's this wizard that's not even a fucking wizard. Manifold pressure. Okay, we're going to go 0 because I don't care about it in vacuum, and then this is in PSI, so I'll just do 20, and then my increments are, I don't know, 5? Okay, great, 5, wonderful. So, yeah, I really, 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 really hate the way Haltech does so much of their shit. It's so bad. But everyone sucks that Haltech dick, man. Love me some Haltech. Yeah, it's the best. God, it sucks. I hate it. Because what I want with my fueling is I want to have my lambda lean out early. I don't want linear. I don't need it to be linear. I can get away with leaning it out a little more at the medium percentage ranges where we're going to run this thing at, say, 30% or 40% or 50%. I can run it quite a bit leaner because I'm adding so much. Oh, I don't want to say it because it's going to come out wrong if I say it. Knock resistance, but it's not really knock resistance. It's knock deterrence in this case. I'm adding a lot of knock deterrence with the ethanol, and so like I can get away with making it spicier earlier. But if I try and do it on the other tables, they're based on a linear thing, well, then I'm screwed. So I dislike the shit out of it. So now I have to make this other table and then remind myself that, oh, at 80, it's going to be all of it. So I really, if I want to lean it out some, say just like right here in this percentage range, then I'm going to add, not half, because half is a lot. And not 3, because 3's not right either. Come on, fingers. 0. No, okay, that's not good. Let's do this again. Page down. Okay, I just, you know what? This laptop is weird. 0.2. Now, why 0.2? Because in the linear compensation, I'm already doing another 0.3 or 0.2 over there. And then at 80, it's going to be fine. I don't want to do it over there. And then over here, like this, at 10 is 0. That's good. And then we're going to go like that. So now I've leaned it. Oops, wrong button. Now I've leaned it out a few points at 50. But again, like I said, that is going to add to this. So I got to go, well, I have a total of 0.5 on here, but I have this linear fuel comp correction, right, scalar, and the scalar here at 50 is half. So if I'm at half there, then I have half of this, which is 2.5, so 0.25, plus 2, which is 0.4. So now at this load, I'm adding 0.4 to my target. So I got to, okay, so 0.4, and my target is, where's my target at? Lambda correction, O2 control, long-term training, stage 1. I'm missing, oh, target lambda. So my lambda now is 10, which is good and rich for a race car. And so now I'm adding it to 11. We'll say if it's, we're only getting this one boost anyways, really. So we'll say we're 11.0. This is average of this here. 11.0, now we're going to 11.5. Okay. Up top where this thing's not going to be a run because it makes no power, it's $7,000. It's going to be 11.1. And down here it's going to be 12, 11.9. Really, this needs to be run right through here, so it's going to be like 11.5, 11.6. Okay, That's doable. And then this area right here in the 12s. This thing's making 130 horsepower. That is plenty of enrichment. It doesn't need a ton more than that. It doesn't need any more than that. Honestly, that's probably more than it needs. But that's important because it's a race car and it's going to be making it continuously. And that's something that's really important to think about when you're tuning things like this is duty cycle, right? Duty cycle, and the dyno duty cycle is a lot less than racing duty cycle. So the timing on the dyno would come out to be more than timing on the track would be because of that duty cycle change. So it's important if you're tuning a race car to use less timing than what you found on the dyno, because once the heat starts setting into this motor, once the heat starts setting in on the track, it's going to be way too much timing. And you're going to lift the heads, you're going to break shit. So you got to make sure you don't go totally crazy with the timing on race car. Just because they're like, oh, the dyno, fuck yeah, I made 700 wheels, sweet. Then you go hit a track with that? Yeah, good luck. You're lifting heads. Like, you have to pull the timing down from what it was on the dyno, because that heat soak will kill it. Unless you have an ECU that has a complex enough strategy where it can add the amount of time that you've been over a certain load for a period of time. So, like, in the M-Tron, for example, one thing I do is that I have a timer that's enabled, and that timer counts how long the car is making more than X number of horsepower. And so typically on the high horsepower cars, I'll say if it's making more than, say, 350 horsepower, a timer starts, and that timer counts. And as that number goes up, then the timing drops. And that timer doesn't reset instantly. Just you let off the throttle and shift, the timer perpetuates. It's got a longer reset on it. So you got to let off the throttle for at least 10 seconds, or be less than that horsepower for at least 10 seconds before that timing, before that time restarts and that timing comes back again. And that's something that's very helpful on race cars. That's a little secret for you there. I'm just having a day. I'm having a day. I'm having a day. I'm gonna bring up the dyno computer so you can see. I hit T to change the tach setting on the dyno, but I didn't change the tach setting. That actually changed the car that we're using. Stop it. Okay. All right. Let's go back there. Now, I didn't know that was. I couldn't see that it was highlighted. So now I gotta go to here. Oh shit. Okay. Don't copyright strike me. Yeah, right? They're not showing while I did down. What up? I got a heat exchanger now today. It looks sweet. Side of those. This is duty. Duty. Yeah, Mark, send me a picture. I want to see it. I look forward to seeing it. Wait, you knew that was you text me? Let's see who that was. It wasn't you. In case you were wondering, it wasn't you. That's not this car. That's 7 something. That's Matt's car. Right put that on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Probably change that horsepower. Matt's car is like 750 on that scale, so you need to bring it down so it's not bad. What? No, no. Oh, fuck. I want this one. This one. Shift F7. Hit the wrong button. Alright, let's see if I can bring the data log viewer up for you guys so you can see this. This is okay feature that Haltech has. Their data log viewers. There's worse things in the world than this. Let me change this though. 2000 and then 67,000. Okay. So our boost actually got to 21 that time. So ethanol helped. Look at that, 21 pounds of boost. Ethanol helped. Unless they fixed the boost leak when they were in there. I got a little waviness right here. We'll see what that comes out in the logs. My guess is that's cam timing again or something. Because we get a higher boost than we've been hitting before. That's nice. Or the wastegate dew cycle. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll review the log. Why speculate when I can review the log? All right. So let's see. Do I have a deadlock viewer in my list of stuff for you to see? I don't. Let me add that really quick. Window capture. Haltech. Data log viewer. Data log viewer. Thank you very much. Okay. And then we will select the window for that. This guy. All right. That's a big screen. That's cool. Now you can see the log. All right, so I'm going to first look at the boost control actual pressure. Now, you're supposed to be able to double click this, and it comes up, but it doesn't always because Haltech software is fucking trash. And so sometimes you double click it and it brings it to a graph, and sometimes you double click it and it doesn't do a fucking thing. So fix your shit, Haltech. It's garbage. Okay, boost control. We're in KPA here, so I can look here and see 138.5 KPA. A boost. They're calling 0 here, so that's a boost. Okay, and a little wiggle. Let's bring up some cam timing. Let's see what we got here. Cam control, cam intake angle. So I double click, and it's supposed to bring it to a new one. Not now. Oh, now it did. Okay, is it right click now? Is that what it is? No, wasn't that. Is it both clicks? No, wasn't that. I don't know. Okay, so the cams came up a bunch during spool and then dropped, and then look at that. There's a wiggle right there where that horsepower curve wiggled. So I will adjust the cam timing there. Let me double check my cam target. Error, state, base, derivative, target. There we go. Yep. So that's something in that cam table I need to fix. Like I said, it's because that boost had a lot higher than I expected. I'm actually surprised. I mean, that's awesome that it hit that. I'm really excited that he got that much out of it because it has not been doing that in the past. So that's good news. And yeah, horsepower is pretty. Yeah. Sorry, yelled in your ear.
That Michael Purdue.
Careful, I shit my pants. What's up?
It's all good.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Michael Purdue, is it all good? You're done with it?
No, it's not good. No, the AVCS is fucked up. The bunch of shit's fucked up with it.
Okay, so can the customer take delivery or no?
I wouldn't do it unless he's going to fix the car.
I don't know.
Yeah, I sent you a text that said the stuff.
Yeah, and then you said you fixed it.
Only the cruise control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still got shitty AVCS and there's 3 things I texted you.
Okay.
So
Okay, if it's on the text message, I'll just note all that stuff.
Oh, his neutral position's going out.
Huh?
His neutral position's going out.
Okay.
It flickers.
Got it.
When it's in gear, it flickers, and so that fucks it up.
Perfect. Okay.
And then obviously the AVCS prob doesn't work.
Yeah.
On one of the banks.
Okay.
And then yeah.
Okay. Perfect. That works. I just wanted to know what to tell them.
Yeah. Otherwise, it seems okay.
Perfect.
All right.
I like it.
Oh, and you fucked me.
What?
You didn't plug the drive-by-wire throttle bar back into it.
Oh yeah. I thought about that, and then you were ripping it. I was like, oh, never mind.
And then also, someone didn't plug in the O2 sensor on this either. And I was like, God damn it, that's 2 for 2 today.
Why is it not working?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There we go.
All right. So I'm trying to get too fancy with my cam timing, so let's just make it a little less fancy and just keep it higher. Because it went up into here and then crossed up into here where it had never been up there before, which is crazy. And I'm actually surprised at how much it wanted. Considering that it has a 30 mil restrictor, I was very surprised that it wanted to have as much advance as it did through that region. So that was a surprise. Pleasant surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. That's not what I hit. Oh, that still worked then. Okay. 45 is probably a little excessive. Oh, it's 207. That's right. 207 is like a lot. And they have a lot of range in those cam gears. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Air fuel still 3% in idle, which is good. Remember, that's my key right there. Being in that couple percentile range is important to me because I want to make sure. Oh, I didn't show you guys the graph. I forgot to turn the logger off. I want to make sure that if it goes open loop on me for whatever heater control issue or bad power supply or pop fuse or whatever, it's a few percent rich, and I want it a few percent lean. So that's always my thing. Okay, and our timing went to what? Timing went down to 15 at the peak boost, which on a 207 and with ethanol, that's not bad at all. And 30 by Redline there. 30 by Redline. That might be a little high, even though it is basically a few 2 pounds of boost. 30 might be a smidge high up there. Yeah, it's pretty good otherwise. 27 here at. I didn't bring RPM up. I'm looking for RPM on the screen and I don't see it because it ain't there. 5,000. 27 at 5,000 with 6 pounds of boost. That's not bad. Man, my nose itches right here. Sorry I keep doing that. You need like a tissue. You get a good blow. Oh, it happened right at the beginning of the pull too, actually. Look at that. During the hold, I hit all that boost during the hold period. Alright. So during the hold, I hit all that boost, and the pull starts, and the cams drop almost immediately, then they come back. So let's double check that graph. So 4,000. Let's see that graph again. I want to bring that up in a second. Where is that graph? 4,000. Okay. But is that where the cams dipped? The cams dipped at 3,500. And then they went back up. So it might actually be that it doesn't want that much timing. They came back up and that killed it. It's possible. Let's look at that log some more. I'm just going to look at it. But then the cam timing came back in or stayed in, and the horsepower came back up a little bit. So yeah, we'll see like it is. We'll find out. Okay, I'll bring up this for you. Oh, we're on the right screen now. All right, let's see what happens. Did it again. Yeah, I did another pull and the boost went away. Interesting. This is interesting because that's what happened during the last tune. I got boost once and then the boost was gone. And look at that. That's way less. Huh. Alright, well, let's bring the data logger back up. And then let's overlay those logs. And we'll see what kind of stuff changed. Let's see if it's something between the two poles besides the boost. Like, I guess really only cam timing is really the only other option, really. Alright, so I hit overlay on existing traces. And then I need to shift it. So move offset. So I'll do this. There's the beginning of the pole. Like that. So now the logs are overlaid. This one has more cam timing. But it has more cam timing also because it had less boost. So because the cam timing is based on boost. So what do we got? We got 23 this time because it had less boost, and then 14 because it had more boost. So I had more timing there. That was fine. So like the car's trying to make boost. Let's check. Let's check our duty cycle between the two poles. That's the first pole. And then here's the second pole. The second pole was trying harder. It's trying harder. It had higher wastegate duty cycle than the first one. And let me make sure that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, it's the second pole there. 23 and 13. So the 13 one is here. It actually had less duty cycle because the boost came in on it already. So the duty cycle, so it's trying. timing's as expected. The cam timing is different because the boost is different. Maybe though, maybe it's just too much cam timing, and I need less, and less will help it come up. I don't think that's the case, honestly. I do not feel that that's going to be it, but it could be. And just because I don't think it is doesn't mean that I should abandon the possibility that it is. The other thing I want to check is I want to look at throttle position, because I want to check throttle position, and I want to check air fuel ratio. It's rich, real rich. So that second pole is real rich, richer than I want it to be. Let's go to the first pole. Let's see how they compare. They're practically the same, 0.76, 0.75, 0.77. Okay, so I'm definitely rich in there, all right? That will hurt the power and hurt the spool a little bit. But it is the same between the two, okay? So we know that. Now let's check our closed loop control and just see what we're getting. This one's pulling slowly. So I need to give it more authority. See how slow it's pulling down? That is really slow. And that was the 23 pole. That's 13 pole. Okay, let's go down to 23 pole. And look at our short term again and see this one was pulling less. But again, it was, oh, no, it's not actually. Look at this. It was richer on the first one. Interesting. It was a lot richer on the first one right there. But it's the same right here. So in this spool up section, it was actually richer on the first pole than the second pole. Okay. Still, that's not answering my question here. So everything seems pretty good. So last thing I want to do is check TPS, like I said, throttle position, and see if something's going on there. Throttle position to here. That is 1 hundo. Across the board there. And let's check this one. That is 1 hundo as well. I assume you guys can see that, right? Yes, okay. I'm not talking to you guys, showing you nothing again, and you got a bunch of text showing up. You're not showing us the thing. All right. So, I need to lean it out. I need to give it more authority, more PID in there. O2 control, proportional. Give more proportional, and I'll give more integral. Add 20%. It's a 20% increase. Okay, that should make it quite a bit quicker. 25, 25. All right, so that should do that. But I really, boy, it's dropping like a lot down there. It's hard to believe that it's just that rich right here. Okay, and then cam timing. We're going to go, and I'm going to lower this peak area. I'll make this whole section 20. Just a big change overall. I'm just going to go 20. And see, maybe it spools faster. Again, I don't expect it to, but who knows? Maybe I'll get more boost out of it. Okay. So I made 2 major changes. Closed loop control is more aggressive, help it hit the targets that it's trying to hit. And then I can tweak the fuel map later. And then cam timing, those are the big changes. Let me bring that up on the screen for you. Nope. Exactly the same. Almost exactly the same. Boy, that cam timing didn't do shit. The dip isn't there though. Like the dip in that spot isn't as pronounced there because the cam timing doesn't dip as much there. Right? I don't think it does. Let me see. Let me pull up the graphs for you. The data log viewer again. And so yeah, you see how the cam time doesn't dip there. This one, or the first one, it did. So now I'm going to remove. Which one should I compare it to? The first, second. I want to remove the second. I don't want to remove. I just want to pull its values off this thing. Oh well, whatever. All right, overlay on existing traces. All right, now it's way too crowded. Too many names. But cam timing right here, way less. 20. Cam timing way less. I'm scared of this. Where's the option to take it off of them? They let you overlay it on the existing trace, but then let you take it off unless you go the whole thing. All right, so you see cam timing doesn't spike up like the last one because I pulled 20 degrees out of it. Duty cycle, oh, it's the same color, is identical. Boost is way less. Throttle still 100. In fact, it's 100 longer. Air fuel ratio is 1%. That's it. It's only pulling 1%. Oh, but it's A2, and A2 is what we want. So it's much more aggressive. See this dark yellow line? It's aggressively pulling fuel to approach those targets better, and that's nice. Did that, and it's still the 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 13. 13. You fix that. There you go. Get that offset straight. All right. But yes, we can see here it's pulling fuel a lot faster than last time. Still pulling a lot though in the end. 8% up top. 6 through here. On the throttle. Just later on the boost. Later on the boost. And it's the exact same as the last pull. So yeah, something's happening. This thing does one good pull, and then it's done. And then it stops doing good pulls. What the heck is causing that? Well, that cam time didn't do shit, did it? Didn't really do anything. Well, I pulled the degree out of top because I felt like it was kind of high, and power dropped. But only a little bit, which means I'll get it back on the track. So I'm not going to add time back into it. Because the power that dropped was just a few horsepower, like 8 maybe, and that's with it not being heat soaked. So when it heats up, that'll come right back immediately. And I don't want to blow that stuff up. So let's take a look at the cursor, see where we're at. So it was 117 to 120. Yeah, so 8. Right about 8 horsepower in there. That's there. Yeah, 125 to 17. So 8 horsepower is what I lost with a degree and a half of timing and a not heat soaked engine. So once this thing gets hot and she's banging through gears, that's going to come right back. It's going to come right back. That power is probably going to go higher even because as everything gets hotter, it's going to increase the burn speed, which will reduce the ignition requirement, which means the ignition it's getting is already plenty. So here we are. We're at the same spot now where it doesn't want to make any more boost. Huh. One good pull makes 20 pounds, and then nothing after that. Makes you think there's something hardware related that's moving around. Something that's like physically shifted. Or something. Something is going on. Wait, 198 horsepower? Oh, no. I was like, what? That's this line right here, 150, 160. Okay. All right. So that'll come back on the track. Not that you spend a lot of time up there when you're racing a rally car, but it needs this. This needs to be here, and it just isn't. Just isn't. It doesn't seem like anything's helping either. I have a little timing right here. Have these low load areas. Let's see if anything happens there. Wrong button. Oh, it goes real fast. There we go. All right, well, let me check that log and see how it did with the air fuel. I'll put it in the middle. That's annoying. Okay, boost obviously a lot less. Duty cycle 100%. It's trying. Cam timing. Now we hit 30, better than the last run because I brought it down to 20. Still, that didn't seem to do a damn thing. Ignition angle, 20. I should probably fix the timing of this. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That's way too much timing. Set these logs on top of each other again. There we go. Now that makes sense. Okay, how's the air fuel on this though? Control bank, 2%, 7.6 versus 6%, 7.6. So adjusting the fuel map helped. Still pretty rich through there. That's my target. What does it think it's supposed to be? 8.5, 8.0, 7.9, 7.8, 7.7, 7.7, 7.8, 8.2. All right, I can lean a smidge more. For sure. But the boost is coming in here, and that's 7.8. That's not bad. None of this is bad. None of this is wrong. None of this looks wrong other than, yeah, we did a test already. We smoke tested the whole car. Can't find anything. We did the exhaust even. Smoke test the exhaust and the whole intake and the boost control system and everything, and still nothing. So I don't know. Man, that fucking thing is itching right there. I think I got a hair poking me or something. Can't see anything. Examine my nose on stream. Yeah, I don't know. It You ready to watch my hose?
What?
You ready to watch that hose?
Yeah, I can do that.
Give it a little wiggles. Make sure it's all good right now.
So I'm just, what am I watching for?
Something collapsing, moving during the pull.
Right.
Because I got one good pull out of it again, and now the boost is shit again. Yeah, it happens every time. Last on the pump gas, I got one pulled, and the boost was shit.
There's all charged by
Mostly just turbo inlet.
turbo inlet.
Yeah. I'm going to actually turn it off and restart it. Oops, gotta turn it back on and start it. All right. That's the brake.
I moved a little bit when you let off, but that was probably just the motion of the car.
Yeah, and there's no blow-off valve, so
That too.
the air's gonna go. Shoo-shoo-shoo.
So,
All right, thank you.
of course, these are mount market and then covers, right?
Did you guys put his cam gears on?
What was that?
Did you guys put his cam gear covers on?
Yours?
Yeah,
No.
because he bought some,
Oh,
and I delivered them.
okay, so here's something.
Yeah. Hello? Okay. Okay. How much of a difference are we talking about? 'Cause, like, I can take it less. Oh. Oh man, trust me, it has been a fucking day. It's been crazy today. Is it? Didn't you say one stick was 66? Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't want a lot more, so that's for sure. I don't know what my future brings, but at the same time, I don't want you spending money and making them if I'm not going to take them from you. But I don't want you to force them down my throat either. So there. Sure. Right. I gotcha. Sure. It's crazy that it still takes that long to set it up when it's like the same process. I'm not biting on you guys. It's interesting how long it takes to put something in a lathe and load a program. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you could run things into other things. Right. Right. And you lose all your profit. Okay. Okay. Whatever. I mean, I would appreciate it, but if I got to come to Spokane, I'll come to Spokane. Right. Awesome. Thank you. Bye. Okay. He said that the cable for the dash was somewhere over here. Ah, here it is. Okay. So let me plug the dash in. See if I can calibrate the dash. Boy, that was a belch and a half. Is there a problem? Okay. Have you got any questions for me I can answer? Oh, Oh. Wow, Raiders signed Gino for $85 million for 2 years. Damn. Good for Gino. All right, right now I'm installing the software for the screen, which made it to where I couldn't talk to the ECU before. So I don't know if that was because I had the NSP software open while I installed the screen software. I wouldn't think that would do it, but that's what happened when I couldn't talk to the ECU anymore. So I uninstalled everything and rebooted my computer, went back in time, and did a bunch of shit. So I'm going to do it again, but this time I closed the NSP software for the install of this one. Oh, this is another NSP. Ooh. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the Haltech 1510 NSP that caused the problem. Oh, but I had it open. Maybe that's why. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If it freaks out again, then I gotta uninstall it and reinstall the old shit again. But we'll see. So I was talking about air density. I said I wanted to talk about air density and stuff. So I want to do an actual video on this. I want to do an actual video on this that is edited, not for the purpose of editing it, but so I can upload it as a video. Because live stuff doesn't get hit by the algorithm as much as video videos do, right? Because they're not usually throwing ads in the middle of my live stream. I don't think. So, all right. Dash connected. Okay. Dash is connected. Load from Dash. Let's see what we got. Nothing happens. Did it boot? Oh. Software is not responding. Well, I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to boot firmware. Okay, I just saw the dash cycle power to itself. So even though the software says not responding, I'm guessing something is actually happening. Cycling power again. In the lower left corner of my software, it still says dash connected. Okay, so it's up again. Soft dash is up. It has rebooted. Whatever. Okay, so back on here. And I guess I should show you guys what this is. So you can see, let's see, I'll add this. Window capture, dash for Haltech. Whoop. Select window, the ICC software. Okay. All right, here we are. All right, it seems to be connected to the ECU again. It was saying 270 degrees and stuff, and now it's not. Now it's back to 78 here on the dash. So that's good news. That's all back. All right, let's figure out how to get these switches to work because they were not working. Alarms, settings, system channels, buttons. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's neat. I like those. Those are cool. But he doesn't need a small tack. He needs a big tack. And that other data was probably better for him. Although he doesn't have help. He doesn't have oil pressure, I don't think. I don't know if he has oil pressure. All right. I want to see my status channels. That's the raw voltage. Huh. I don't think that is doing what I thought it would do, or what he thought it would do. What's this do? Uh-oh. I have to update it again. Copying firmware to dash. This process may take up to 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so back what I was saying, air density. So, Gale Banks, he talks a lot about air density, but he does it in reference to diesels. And not that the stuff he says doesn't apply to gas cars, but a lot of gas guys don't understand how it applies to gas cars. The reason he talks about air density is, one, because it's very important. Two, though, on a diesel, it's all there is. On a diesel, especially the older diesels that, before the Duramax, they didn't have ports. There's no intake port. They have an exhaust port, but the intake is literally the head, and the whole side of the head, you just look right, is open. And you're looking in and you see a valve stem, a valve stem, a valve stem, and a valve stem. It's just floating in midair, it looks like. Because there's no port. It's just a huge plenum. There's like no intake manifold even. The turbo just discharges into something that distributes air to the big plenum, and the plenum's actually in the heads, okay, as well as additionally between them. But like a lot of diesels didn't have intake ports. They literally just had big area with a valve stem sticking out of it. It's a trip. If you haven't seen it before, look up like the 7.3 Power Stroke is an example. 6 liter, I think, and 6.2, I think both are the same way. A bunch of other diesels. Detroit's, same thing. Like there's not really, not all the Detroits, I don't want to say that. A lot of them are. But there's just an open area. and valve stems. It's weird. And all four on one side. If it's a V8 diesel, that's one, the same thing. So in the case of those, velocity is never a thing. It's never a discussion. Whereas in our gasoline worlds, in our motors, we talk about velocity a lot. Port velocity is important. Port velocity dictates how well an engine responds to throttle inputs and things like that. And so we end up talking about flow rate and velocity, but not enough about density. And it's really important to understand air density. And the reason I say that is this. If I have a port, okay, a port has a flow rate at a certain differential pressure. And we see that when someone displays a port flow rating, right? They say, these heads flow X amount of CFM, right? Well, there's always a pressure. And that pressure is atmospheric to whatever that port is. And so typically we see 28 inches, okay? So that's the difference of pressure across that port. Atmospheric on one side, 28 inches on the other. And so how much air in volume, this is important, in volume, does that port flow at that differential pressure? Now in an engine, we're frequently way over that differential pressure. Like we're cranking. So the volumetric flow is way higher than that. But there's a limit. There's a point at which, based on the port design, whatever, either air detaches off of a turn, like a turn sharp, and as the flow rate's going up and up and up and up and up, the inertia of that air, right? Because air's got mass. Air is heavy. It doesn't seem heavy, but air's heavier than water. Drive your mind around that one for a second. So air's heavy, and when you put your hand out the window, right, it blows you back because the air has mass. The mass of the air is hitting your hand, and you're moving those molecules, and they push your hand back, right? So air's moving really fast in the port. Eventually, the inertia is so high that the air breaks off the wall in a turn. The inertia is so high that the air above it in the port isn't dense enough or have enough authority to push the air on the tight side along the wall and into the port. Eventually, it's going so fast that the air on the inside can't stay attached. It pushes to the outside of the wall, okay? And so when you get that flow separation really bad, you get to a choke point, okay? Now, it isn't always flow separation that results in a choke point. It could just be the port's really freaking narrow, right? But that flow separation narrows the port. It makes the port seem narrower now because half the port isn't used because the air fell off the edge and it's pushing. I say fell off as if it's, clinging on. But fell off, it has so much inertia, it pushes against the far side, and it basically narrows the port. Okay, so now I'm reaching these limits now in the port because I have so much separation off the wall that I've reached the flow limit of the port. Or I've reached a narrow spot in the port that can only flow so much. Now, when does that point usually happen? Typically that point happens when the air is approaching supersonic velocities. Okay, supersonic velocity, which depends on the density in the port, depends on a lot of things, is basically like where the choke point is. Okay, so keep that in your mind. Now we're going to go to something different, and then we'll come back to that again. The camshaft opens a valve, right? And we flow our ports at various valve lifts, right? Saying how much air gets through this valve at this differential pressure. And the lift changes it. But what we do see in a lot of heads is you get to a point where adding more lift barely adds any flow. Okay, well, why is that? Well, it's because something else in the port. It isn't the valve in the way anymore, right? Whether it's just the bowl or an area where the valve guide is or some flow separation is happening or something is happening where we increase the valve position, we open it up more, and the flow going through the port doesn't go up appreciably anymore. Okay, so something else is limiting us there. So now a camshaft opens that valve, gives us a flow rate and a time. Okay? Time is the important thing. Time is why it's hard to make power up top, because time is something you have less of. An engine cycle happens over a period of time. The intake stroke happens over a period of time. How many seconds does it take to go 180 or, based on your cam size, 200 and something degrees? Okay? So if my engine's spinning faster, I have less time for air to get through that port. Remember, air flows in CFM. Technically, we say it's CFM or whatever unit it is, but it's volume per unit time. So now I have basically a flow profile of the engine based on the cam, how long it's open, okay, saying how much air volume I can get through that port through a whole RPM range. You could technically plot that if you wanted to do some fun derivatives and have the airflow at all the lift points, and then put the cam profile in, and then put those lift points in and get the airflow through, like how long the valve was open, and then and then calculate all that shit and get how much air goes through the engine. But we don't need to do that to know this. What we know though is that an engine doesn't run on CFM. An engine runs on mass. Grams per second, pounds per minute, something like that. It runs on mass. Our mass airflow sensor isn't telling us volumetric flow rate. It's telling us mass flow rate. And why is that? Well, because the mass of air that makes it into the engine tells us how much power we have the potential of making. So we have the potential to make power based on the mass into the engine. But we know that our port is flowing in volume, but we need mass in the engine. So, simple answer, raise the density. If I raise the density of the air in that port, for the same volume, I get more mass. If I get more mass, I have more potential to make power. Okay? So, oh neat, NSP now works on the screen. That's cool. It means I could probably set up the switches now. Hopefully this works. Okay, so when Gale talks about air density all the time, he's talking about air density because he knows you can't make power without mass. All right, let's see if I make this thing work. Okay, oh, that's in the screen too. I didn't see that one on the other one page. All right, so screen. Yeah, we got that. Sensors. We're not using those. Generics. Generic output. There we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wiring. We're going to assign it to 1. And we're going to add a pull up. Okay. And then 2. And then we're going to add a pull up. I think you said only ran 3, not 4, so I shouldn't have done 4. Oopsie, wrong button. Assign 3. And we're going to do a pull up, like so. And we're going to take this one and we're going to turn it off, because that was a mistake. Okay, turn that off. Turn those down. Now, I don't know if he put power to these on his own or what, honestly. Now I think about it, I don't know what he did. I'm going to have to see which way he wired these. I don't know how he wired them. Let's go to this. Off, it says. And go, is that one? Okay, it didn't work at all. So I'm going to say active state. We're going to go high now. And it still says off. Huh. Okay, I'm going to turn off the pull up on it. Active state. And up. Up, up. Well, that's not working at all. I don't know how I wired these in. Oh, fuck, I had that as output. That would fucking do it, wouldn't it? Jackass. And I had that as DPO. Let's see. What happens if I try sensor? Is there a switch? I haven't done this on the NSP before. Generic condition? What's that? Let's look at that one. No, we don't want that. Connections? Can? Nope, not that. So it's got to be here in generics. Generic switches. Let's see how this works. Enable switch. There we go. That's what I want. That's the one. That's weird that it's in a submenu. That's weird. AVI 1, that's it. AVI 2. AVI 3. Okay, these are not momentary. They're not push on, push off either. I guess they're momentary. Oh, he ran 5 volts to them. Interesting. All right, well, there you go. 5 volts is run, and they work. Why does this one have a 5 volts? 5 volts. 5 volts. This one's got a pull up though. That seems weird. And the other two don't. 5 volts, 5 volts, 5 volts. Okay. Oh, maybe because this needs to be reset. That works. Sweet. Okay. So AVIs. Badass. Anything else you need to set for this? I don't think so. I think we're good. My phone's gone up though. Sweet. All right. Okay, that is everything that I need for that. We're going to go launch control. We're going to do anti-lag. I don't know if it's going to work on this car or not because of what he's got. And I think this is what he wanted. We'll try that. It may or may not even work with this, like I said, because he doesn't have the hardware necessarily for it. So we will see. Okay. There's another firmware update? What the heck? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a lot of firmware updates for this freaking screen. Oh, that's neat. They changed it. Now it says upgrading dash and has a nice little spinny Haltech. So I'm not sweating like I was earlier when it just everything went blank and the computer stopped working. That's cool. I think the local auction is falsifying bids. Because I was watching this car, and there was no bids on it. None. And then I put a bid in, and within a couple hours, there's a bid that outbid me. And the username is a bunch of symbols and shit. It's not even a real username. It's like null, no thing, nothing, and something V. Whereas everybody else that I see, like myself and my friends, they have actual usernames. And every time I've bid on an auction at this place, nearly the same thing has happened. Within a certain period of time of me bidding, something comes in and bids it up. And most of the time, it's a fake username that's scrambled letters and shit. There are plenty of other people that bid that have normal username. BMX lover. You know, me, Rum Dum Rum. Someone's name. Kathy Carter. Whatever it may be. And then a bunch of symbols and shit. So I'm not convinced that all of these are legitimate. Oh, I got 26 warnings on the dash? What the fuck? Ride height sensor? That's not even enabled. Generic output display minimum? I don't have any of that stuff enabled. What the hell? I don't know. Just load that all, see if that fixes it. Why is all of that freaked out? That's annoying. Generic out 3, warning maximum. Okay, let's see. Generic out 3. Display maximum 1000. Why don't you just have like that turned off? 0. What? Okay, well, I'm going to stick with warnings because I'm not going to deal with that shit. I'm going to punch through all these things and change them all to be zeros or whatever for them. I don't know. And why? What's wrong with 1,000? Can it be 20? 2? 10? It can be 1. Because it's an output. Oh, because it's an output. Yeah, so it can be 0 or 1. So their own software, their own firmware is flawed. What? The Haltech software is flawed? No. No, that can't be. And by that I mean, of course. Of course it is. All right. Save that. Save that. All right. So now we're going to stop talking to the dash. And we're going to go back to the ECU. See if this thing will read the ECU this time. Look at that. It worked. Holy shit. Hot restart's good. Hot restart worked out. Launch control, anti-lag, rotational idle. Is the clutch not hooked up on this car? Well, I can't do rotation idle then if I can't turn it on and off. I guess I'll do the switch. Go dash. I said the third one. 3. Unhandle accepts your current application. If you click continue, the application will notice error and attempt to continue. If you click quit, the application will close. Not valid for selected index. Parameter selected index. Okay. It should be this guy. Okay. Launch control wiring. Launch switch. Dash. Which one did I do? Launch control. That's 1. Dash 1. 3. Okay. Reboot you. Fine. Okay. And then anti-lag. Wiring. Dash GPI2. Oh, look at that. That worked fine. Momentary. Voltage is disabled. Iron voltage is 2. Edge select. It's rising. Okay, set you. And then 2. That didn't work. Not in use. Oh, because it wasn't DPI. It was AVI. Dash AVI 2. All right, I have to use the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. Take these off. Man, I'm lighter. I am lighter. Alright, so I can't get this to work. I don't know what the fudge is going on. It's doing the same thing I was doing before, saying not in use, even though it's in use. So I don't know what to do. Maybe it's conditional. Maybe that's what I need. I'm in launch control. So, one switch state is equal to on. Wait, why does it say output? What? Launch control switch. Dash switch 1, not in use, condition false. What the fuck? What's this? Dash not in use. It's definitely in fucking use. Not in use. None of these buttons are working. This is the problem I had earlier. That's why I updated the firmware. Trigger reference error and dash timeout. What the hell do you mean dash timeout? Not in use. But that's it right there. That one fucking toggle. I bet that's it. I'm not gonna lie, they can make it easier. Doesn't say the switch state. turbo sounds bad. It's like the turbo's got something in it. Alright, well, this doesn't fucking work. I don't know what to do. Doesn't seem to work. Why does there need to be so many freaking switches? I don't understand. Like, it's either talking or it's not. Nothing works. Nothing works. Alright, that's enough. Not doing that anymore. I don't have anything else to tell you guys. It's the end of the day. It's 5 o'clock, and this shit doesn't work. So I'll look up some more information on it tonight. Maybe there's some magical fucking sauce I need to pour on it or something. But otherwise, it's just Haltech being Haltech, making things unnecessarily complicated and non-fucking functional. So I have had enough, and I'm done. So bloop. Enough of that. No more of that shit. Just not doing it. Anyways, I hope you all have a good evening. I hope you have a great weekend. I will probably be here fighting with this tomorrow, but I will probably not be streaming it. I don't always stream, and I don't have WhatsApp. So I don't know why people seem to want to force me to communicate with them on their preferred method of communication, but I don't want to use that fucking program. It is not on my phone because I have two lines on my phone, business and work, and it doesn't let you do 2 lines. You have to like uninstall, reinstall, re-verify, a bunch of bullshit. So fuck that program. And if you want to get a hold of me, I have made myself available on tons of other methods. Tons of methods. Email, Discord, text message to the business line, which is on my website. My website, which also has a contact form. And sometimes even Facebook Messenger, but I fucking hate Facebook Messenger, but sometimes I even check that. So I am available to talk in many, many ways. But I'm not going to add more ways because that's the only way that you want to talk. It's fucking bullshit, and I'm not going to do it. And you know who you are. So, now I got that out of the way. Lots of ways to get a hold of me. Email, phone call, text to my phone, website contact form, Discord, etc. So please use any of those methods. That is more methods than most people who are in my shoes utilize. And I am happy to do it. Hey, my phone's ringing. That's great. Look at that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. My dad, he knows how to contact me. And I hope you guys have a good weekend.